Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can anyone please confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes, Prabhu, you are visible.
Okay, Mataji, I just forgot to make you the host. Let me quickly.
No problem.
Yes, Mataji, you're the host now.
Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Should I add anyone else, Mataji? I forgot.
Anuradha Mataji is supposed to join. She is there. Okay. Anuradha Mataji.
Yes, Mataji is there.
Yeah.
Yes, added Mataji as well.
Sure. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay. So today we are getting into the Vibhuti Yoga, which is the Lord's Vibhutis, and we see that there are hardly only 60 participants today. Okay. Yeah. With the prayers to our acharyas and to our gurus, and offering our prayers to the Lord, and with all your blessings, we'll start the session, and then we'll do a recap, and then while others join, then we will start the Vibhuti Yoga session. Right? Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhavitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to the 10th chapter. Today we're going to learn about the Supreme Personality, or the Vibhuti Yoga. We will learn how we will be able to connect with the Supreme Personality of Godhead by understanding the Lord's Vibhutis. Right? So all our teachings are based on His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Just a second. Okay, yes, I think the recording has started. So you people have requested to record the question answer sessions as well. So we will record the question answer sessions as well. Okay, so what did we learn yesterday? Right? Yesterday was one of the most essential topics. Let's engage a conversation. Let's spend some couple of minutes learning about what we learned yesterday in the 9th chapter. Yes. So anyone would want to give out as to what we have learned?
We learn Nishkama Karma Yoga.
We learned about Nishkama Karma Yoga. Okay.
That is the charity, eat, religious duties, and all. Then
We talked about king.
We talked about, I missed you, Prabhuji.
We talked about king, K-I-N-G.
King, the king of the knowledge. Perfect. Perfect. We spoke about the king of the knowledge. And so the king of
Degree of confidential knowledge, confidential, more confidential, and most confidential.
Yes, and we named that as the most confidential knowledge. And what was the most confidential knowledge that we learned yesterday?
that is Raja Vidya, Raja Guyam, Pavitram Uttamam,
Pavitram idam uttamam. Hari bol. Hari bol.
Vyayam.
Yes. Correct. So we spoke about the most confidential information is so there are exchanges between the pure devotee and the Lord. So the Lord reciprocates. That's the best part of it. So in the second chapter and in the third chapter, we learned about our body and the soul. That was the confidential information. Then in the consecutive chapters like 4th, 5th, and 6th, we learned about the more confidential information. That is, apart from the soul within us, within our body, there is someone called as the Paramatma, who's the four-handed form, right? We have a Paramatma within us. And then we also learned yesterday that the more we understand the Paramatma, which starts with what is the first thing or the characteristics that starts with for a devotee to start off with?
Rajavidya.
No. What is the first? What is the first quality any devotee should have to enter into?
Faith. He should have faith then.
Yes, faith. Ado Shraddha. Shraddha.
Yes, Shraddha.
Yes, we started off with Shraddha. So that is what established again yesterday. So then once we have Shraddha, then the person would get into almost into Bhajana Kriya and almost Nishtha. And what is the last level, Mataji, if we remember?
Prema.
Prema. So that is where Lord reciprocates. Yes, Lord reciprocates to the devotee as well. And that's what we learned. What you call, we learned in the chapter 7 that the Lord explained about his various different energies, his internal energy, external energy, how he takes care of the spiritual world and the material world. Then we learned about how Lord established what you call the faith in different people. We learned about the four kinds of people, the four kinds of mudras, and the four kinds of people who do not believe in it. And we also learned yesterday as to how some people only what we call worship the Virata Rupa, right? And we learned many terms and terms of how the Lord takes care of his devotees yesterday. And then in today, we're going to know more confidential information about his vibhutis, almost 8
Prabhu,
plus. Yes,
can
ma'am.
I request you to? There is some disturbance. I think you have unmuted everybody.
Yes,
I was trying to. Okay,
yes,
I'm
I'll mute
muting
Mataji.
all.
I'll mute Mataji. Yeah, I saw there was a disturbance.
I know I did, but okay, sorry, Prabhuji, you can continue. I'm extremely sorry. Done.
Okay, now it is fine, I guess. Okay, so we learned about the more confidential information. After gaining the more confidential information yesterday, the most confidential information yesterday that the Lord reciprocates. Today we're going to learn about the Lord's vibhutis. So Arjuna will ask, "Oh Lord, can you please, what you call, explain more about yourself and about your vibhutis? I would want to understand." So that is exactly where the Lord explains his vibhutis. Today we will see somewhere close to 80 plus vibhutis. Today will be like a free flow reading about his vibhutis. We will see how his available everywhere in any atom, in everything. We already saw, sorry about that. We already saw how he's a taste of water and so on and so forth in the 8th and the 9th chapter. Today we will learn a little further in this particular chapter. Now, how will this help us?
Basically,
Yes,
Vibhuti means presence. Is it
Vibhuti
presence?
means, Vibhuti means presence, or we can also say his potencies, or also we can say one word will be opulences. His opulence.
Sorry, can you please? Okay.
Opulence.
Okay.
Yeah, his opulence. So, so we will try to learn his opulences today. With that, we will how will this help? So let's say yesterday we were talking about Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, and Uttam Adhikari. So Uttam Adhikari is already a Dridavata, or a so-called at a fixed stage, who's at a highest stage. So this will help a Kanishta Adhikari and a Madhyam Adhikari, especially a Kanishta Adhikari, to have much more stronger faith and conviction to understand God, that yes, He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then with that faith, what would happen is this person will move ahead and will understand the Lord further. How will this help Madhyam Adhikari? Now, Madhyam Adhikari, it will help in such a way, it will increase the faith and the bhakti of a Madhyam Adhikari, and this way, what you call the Madhyam Adhikari will be able to progress further. Okay, I have Sita Raman Prabhuji raising his hand. Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead. You want to
Prabhuji, there are three types of devotees. We talked about Kanishta,
Yes, Kanishta
Madhyama,
Uttama.
Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama. But today in the quiz, when we answered that, it said incorrect.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That particular quiz was in, it was
Chapter
ninth chapter.
Chapter 9. Yeah.
Okay, we will try to see that, Prabhu. Do you remember any particular question that was, or anyway, we'll
What are the three types of devotees? Probably the explanation was there in the book, but these three types we just mentioned it as Kanishta Uttama and Kanishta Madhyama Uttama, but it said incorrect.
Okay, thank you so much, Prabhu, for
Thank you.
sharing
Yes,
that.
sir, it did happen. Yes, sir. Similar with me also.
For me also.
Sure, Mataji, we will take that. I think we will see that. Maybe there is some error in that, or maybe.
No, maybe we are wrong. Probably three types, so immediately we answered that, so it went wrong.
Okay, okay. We'll
Okay.
see that, Prabhu. What is that? What particular question? I'll ask
Okay.
Mataji to see right away.
Thank
Okay.
you, Arji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Right. So, how would this help today? We will see further, where Lord would try to explain this further. I hope you people already remember. We spoke about something called as Tat Shruno. Tat Shruno is please hear. And then yesterday he gave an elaborative explanation about please listen and listen further, so that you will understand much further. That's what he tried to explain. I'm sorry about that. So, with this hearing, how will that happen? The eagerness to hear as a qualification will help the devotees to what you call to get into a firm fixed state about God, to understand further, and then this way, a person who's really anxious and curious to learn about the Lord will be able to achieve faster, will be able to get their questions and answers and get their responses faster to the questions which they're asking. And why this will also help in such a way where we will also try to establish a sambandha jnana with the Lord, this way in such a way where we will feel that the Lord is answering to our questions. This way we will see that, remember we start with our opening prayers every day. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya, right? Timirandhasya means you have opened up where we were blinded with the darkness of ignorance, right? And this way, with the torchlight of the knowledge. So, Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, right? So, this is what we will try to learn. The more he gives the information about his opulences, the more the darkness that is there in our hearts or in our minds, that will fade away, and the more we will be situated in. Okay, sorry about that. And the more we will be situated in a firm state, and this will also help a devotee to elevate their consciousness and understand, and then get into the so-called. There are three states which we will try to emphasize today in terms of something called as abhideya, sambandha, and prayojana. Right? We will try to establish. So somebody will understand, just like somebody joining a college, they will just get into the college that's called as Abhideya to join for a degree or some course. Then the Sambandha, They will try to understand anything and everything. Then finally, prayojana, when they pass out, that's how we will be able to understand. So the best part of this particular chapter is we will also see the Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita. So basically, what does Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita means? With these 4 shlokas, the Lord will give the complete essence of Bhagavad Gita, right? That this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita, which I'm giving to you. An entire gist is given in this 4 shlokas as Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita. This way, a devotee will be able to understand the Lord, which will enhance his devotional service, and also hearing the glories and the vibhutis of the Lord in the association of devotees will also enhance one's devotional service. Right. So this is also we saw, I hope you remember, yesterday we saw the essence in the 9th chapter, which we said that this particular verse, 9.34, which is one of the important verses, will also be repeated in the 18th verse. Manmana bhava, right? Fix on me. Mad bhakto, madhyaji, mam namaskaro. Offer your obeisances to me. Bow down to me. I hope, I don't know how many of you would have, how many of you have gone and bow down yesterday after listening to this particular essence. Can I see some hands raised here? At least as a complete surrender. Okay, we have Balaji Prabhu, Amrita Mataji. You don't have to feel shy. Excellent. Resh. Right. Sharanya Mataji. Narendra Kumar. Excellent. Almost everyone. Yes. In case you have not surrendered, if you didn't get any time, please go and bow down. This is as and when. This is the first name of surrender. In case if we are, after being at the 10th chapter, if we are not able to surrender to the Lord, it means you are still in a state where you are still deciding, what do I do? What do I do? Do I still believe in the Supreme Personality of Godhead? No problem. If you still don't believe in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, if you still would want to test the Supreme Personality of Godhead, today he will give you all the information about his Vibhutis. Again, a glimpse of his Vibhutis he's going to give it to you to make you firmly understand that yes, he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead and you can feel him in and around. If you try to open up with the first word which we spoke in the Bhakti Lata Bij, which is Ado Shraddha, which is Shraddha, with Shraddha, if you are able to understand, I'm sure each one of you have come to this particular platform with the Shraddha and with a meaning, with a reason, because you have come in the quest to search for God. Either someone would have come here to understand about God, either someone would have come here to understand about Bhagavad Gita, or I hope you remember we discussed about the 4 kind of devotees or the 4 kind of people who come in: Artha, Artharthi, Jnani, and Jignasu, right? Someone or the other. I'm sure there are some people who have come here for some meaning or the other, right? So let's take advantage of this, and this will help us to get fixed in our devotional service. And this is exactly what was the conclusion that we read in the 9th chapter as well, that one should become a pure devotee, right? A pure devotee. What is pure devotee? Kevala bhakti. It's Kevala bhakti, right? Now Arjuna ponders how to fix the mind. Again, he's asking, if you see here, how much emphasis it has been given about fixing the mind, fixing the mind, fixing the mind. Right from the 2nd chapter onwards till the 3rd, 4th, the Chanchala Vimana Krishna, 5th, 6th, 7th. Then again we spoke about all the brothers, LAD, or the 3 gates to hell: lust, lust, greed, anger, right? It is not that easy to control lust, greed, and anger, right? No matter how much ever for ourselves, I'm been trying to control anger. It's not possible. It's very tough. I'm sure many of you people would agree with me. It is not possible, but surely we can try to curtail it or curb this by fixing our mind. We learned about the 5 senses and the 6th sense being the mind, one of the 6 senses being the mind, which we will learn that today as well. And that is exactly why the Lord will discuss about his opulences in this chapter, by which a devotee can fix his mind and remember him always. This is what we're going to see. Yes, so there are 3 sections in this particular chapter. One is the source of everything and the essence of Gita, Bhagavad Gita, which are the 4 verses or the favorite verses which are called as Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. And then the last one is everywhere. We see him everywhere. That's exactly why the acronym of this particular chapter is termed as SEE, S-E-E. That is how it is termed as SEE. So we will also understand in this particular chapter, apart from Krishna's glories, how his energies and his vibhutis or opulence is what we call as. So we will also try to understand with this particular vibhutis, after understanding the vibhutis, how we can engage ourselves in his service, right? We will also understand all the qualities and attitudes that are required. There are certain 16 qualities and attitudes that are required for a devotee, which we all are aware of, right? Which we all are aware of, like cleanliness, saucham, happiness, distress, all those things which we are aware of. But some way or the other, if we try to grade ourselves, we do not follow them. But still, we will be able to address them through this particular chapter in some way or other. We will see that. So we will also see the entire progenitors or the entire universe, how he has taken care once again. We already saw Mayadhyakshena Prakriti. We saw that yesterday, which he said under his direction, everything, Chara and Achara, how he takes care of moving and immovable objects and everything he takes care of. And that's how we will try to understand how is the supreme and how he is the unborn as well. Okay, so this is the first shloka which we are again trying to understand. Again, he's emphasizing here about, please hear this again from me. He explained the same thing in chapter 7. Lord explained his different energies in chapter 7 and how they are acting. And in chapter 8, he explained about, he established the difference between the energies. And with those difference in energies, the spiritual energy and the material energy, which is a higher energy than compared to the lower energy. I don't know how no one has asked me a question till now, Prabhu, but we are also a soul. So a soul is eternal and the Lord is also eternal. Let's try to engage maybe a couple of minutes of a conversation here. Let me ask a question. Sorry about that. Okay, so we are also a eternal soul. The Lord is also a eternal soul, right? So how come the Lord's energy in the spiritual world it's not superior and the material it is inferior? How come our eternal soul is not superior as well?
He is a
Our
super soul.
Yeah, he's
Because
much
we have
beyond being
forgotten,
soul.
Prabhuji, because we have forgotten our swabhava, what we have forgotten. That is why we are acting with our grossly bodies and senses. So we are that way we are not considering ourselves as a soul, and we are just thinking ourselves as a body. So with the limitation of the body, we are acting in that sense.
Because of the limitation of our body, we are acting in that sense. Perfect. What else? Any other answers?
we are
That's why
given
he's
much.
more than a super soul. He's Paramatma, Parabrahman, more than Brahman.
Yes, we are Brahman and he's Parabrahman, he's more than Brahman. Okay, so that's exactly if we get into the further classes where we will understand, because we were always in the spiritual world with our identity, right? We were always in the spiritual world with our identity, and we fell down to the material world because of our free will, and we wanted to lord over and wanted to enjoy away from the Lord. So when we came here, what happens? Our soul is still eternal. So we fall into a category called as marginal potency, right? It's called as a marginal potency. At this point of time, you might not understand. Maybe somewhere, if you're still making a note of it, just make a note of it. We will again touch this point sometime later. I'll remember that. I will explain that further. We are called as a marginal potency, right? It's not superior or inferior, but we fall in between. That's why, because we are a eternal soul as well. We'll talk about that little further once we have our detailed sessions as well. Okay, so with your permission again, I'll mute you all. Right, so this is where he gives more information. So let's try to understand where he's trying to say, oh my dear friend and oh my bhakta, please listen to me once again. So this is where he will say, you can read along with me. This is the Lord's Vibhutis, one of the auspicious, what you call mantras, which we can, verses which we can recite. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Bhuya eva mahabaho shrunu me paramam vachah yatteham priyam manyaya vakshyami hitakam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Listen again, O mighty armed Arjuna, because you are my dear friend," right? The qualification again is trying to show here. So we should understand for a devotee or for in the material world, for us humans to understand that this is one of the qualification, right? For a dear friend, with we cannot make a friend without having shraddha, without having understand about the other person, without knowing anything on everything about that other person. We do not make anybody friends. We do not make strangers as friends. So that's how he's trying to say, because you are my dear friend, for your benefit, I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have explained already. So again, he's saying the only thing which he's trying to elaborate here is eagerness to hear. Again, he's saying hearing, 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 and eagerness to hear. And the benefits of hearing, which we again already discussed, will make anyone and everyone fixed in devotional service. Fixed in devotional service. That's the reason we call the first thing Shravanam, Shravanam, Shravanam. The more one hears, right, the more one hears will become fixed in devotional service. Apart from cleansing the hard knots, the sinful knots, right? Remember we spoke about those three terms. Very faintly I remembered about the three terms called as bijam, papam, and kutam, right? We have something called as a bijam. Bijam means the seed of proclivity, the sinful proclivity. Seed is there within our hearts. Since when it is there? Since time immemorial, right? We cheat, we lie, we know how to cheat, we know how to lie, we know how to manipulate. So that is the seed, that is the bijam which is there. And because of that, we get into a tendency to cheat, tendency to lie, right? We tendency to lie. So that is called as a kutam. Any point of time it will come out like this. The reason why all you people who are 130 plus people who are attached to this particular call today and listening to it, because we had our dormant within us, we had our devotional bhakti somewhere lying inside within us, dormant. So that's how you were able to connect it revived immediately. And that's exactly as in when you learned or heard about Krishna Katha, it revived immediately. I'm sure many of you people will pick up and take this forward, and some might again dwindle. Some might again dwindle and get into the Mohamaya or get entangled in the material world, in the allurements of the material world. Because she is very, very powerful. Mahamaya or Durga Devi is very powerful to do her job. Her what you call, she will be able to pull us, but at the same time do not forget that the God is also trying to pull us very hard to bring us back to Godhead, and he's giving all his ways and directions. We might think, oh Prabhu, but the Lord never comes and gives us instructions, or he never shows any signs. No, he gives many signs, but are we able to understand those signs is the key question here that we need to understand. So that's exactly why the key criteria here and the qualification here is to hear properly, is to listen and hear properly. So in what you call Vishnu Purana, it's clearly stated about the Lord. If you see so far, okay, let me again try to engage a conversation here. Why we start whenever Lord speaks? Why we say Bhagavan Vacha? Why not Krishna Vacha? Anyone would want to answer?
Qualities of Bhagavan is there.
The qualities of Bhagavan is there with him, and he is the only Bhagavan. Whenever Arjuna speaks, we say Arjuna Vacha, Dhritarashtra Vacha, Sanjay Vacha, this Vacha, that Vacha. But whenever
Because
one
only
and
Shiva
only Bhagavan.
It is to
Because
make it
Bhagavan,
clear that he is the Bhagwan.
Krishna is
Yes,
Bhagavan.
sir.
he is the Bhagavan,
He is
and
the highest
Krishna
in the soul.
yes,
and
so
Krishna is synonymous with Bhagavan.
Prabhuji, I felt he is not a person like us. That's why we are not calling by his name, Krishna or Narayana or something. He's a supreme God. That's why we call Bhagwan.
Yeah.
Bhagwan Uvacha.
Bhagavan is the term. The term is very profound and has higher meanings. So
Yes.
Who is the Supreme Personality.
Yes,
Perfect,
yes.
perfect. All the answers are perfect. Correct. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, again I'll mute you all. So in what you call in the Vishnu Purana, it's clearly stated how Lord has been called or how the Lord has been addressed as Bhagwan. And the Lord has almost 6 opulences, right? The 6 opulences. What is it? Aishwarasya Samagrasya, Aishwarasya Samagrasya, yeah, Virasya Yashashaha Shriyah, Jnana Vairagyaschaiva Sannam Bhaga Itigana, right? So what does it mean? He has these 6 opulences, and these 6 opulences are unlimited. Unlimited. We spoke about it, a glimpse of it, right? He is like the all riches, all fame, all riches, all fame, full of strength, right? When I say all riches, he's full of wealth. Why? We see the goddess Lakshmi, who's the wealth of the entire universe or for the entire universes. She's always next to him, massaging his feet. So what else does he need? His unlimited wealth he has, right? Full of strength. How can we say full of strength? At the age of 7 years, 7 days, he has 7 years, 7 months, 7 days old he was. He lifted the entire Govardhana in his tiny finger. Okay, can who else will be able to do that? Is there anyone who can call himself today, the day's gurus who we have today called as who claim themselves as God? Will they be able to lift Govardhana? Right? Govardhana is a parvat. And fame, how fame he is, right? We call him Makhanchor. Whatever we call him, Ranchor, he runs away from the battlefield. He invites people for a battle and he runs away from the battlefield. He's called as Ranchor, Makhanchor. But today, if anyone calls us Chor, we'll be behind the bars. That's how famous he is. Knowledgeable, right? All the Vedas comes from him. Everything emanates from him, right? Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Today we will see that. And all beauty. He is not only beautiful in the spiritual world or in the material world or anywhere as such. When he was in his pastimes, when we see in Bhagavatam, when we see he was walking through the Jharikhanda forest, in fact, all the animals were profound with his beauty, right? The animals were so profound with his beauty. So it's not, he's not beautiful only within his gender. Everywhere he's so beautiful. And renunciation, he's renounced because he's aloof. Yesterday we saw his inconceivable bheda chinta bheda. We saw the inconceivable potency of the Lord. So these are the 6 opulences who no one has it. Now these are the 6 opulences which are in complete and which are in unlimited. That's exactly why it is clearly coined the term as Bhagwan. He only gets this title as Bhagwan. Nobody else gets the title as Bhagwan. That's why it's called as he's called as a supreme personality of Godhead. This itself will increase our faith in understanding that he is the supreme personality of Godhead. No matter whom we worship, no matter which demigod we worship, we should get into the mood of how I can reach the supreme personality of Godhead. Okay, moving further. Name viduhu suragana prabhavam na maharshayah aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashah. Neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences. Why? Because most of the times, for in every respect, I am the source of the demigods and the sages because they are bewildered. At times they are confused, they are bewildered. Including the demigods, all the demigods are mentioned here. And he will clearly coin it in this particular chapter. What is he when he is compared to each and every demigod? This is exactly what he is trying to establish again and again. So he's again saying, "Oh Arjuna, listen carefully, as I'm going to reveal you more and more information about me, about my vibhutis." And Arjuna will ask, And Arjuna will ask, it's not because for his benefit, he will ask for our benefit as well, right? And this is exactly why it is clearly mentioned that the Bhagavad Gita is one of the greatest philosophical scriptures. One who understands Bhagavad Gita thoroughly, I think that that person or that devotee will be firmly fixed. That person will be able to change his way of thinking, and definitely he's sure, it's for sure that the person will go back to Godhead. That is how Bhagavad Gita is. It is given almost while in Bhagavatam there are 18,000 verses, and in Bhagavad Gita there are only 700 verses, but almost each and every aspect of Bhagavatam is also covered in the Bhagavad Gita. The entire philosophical context of what we call Bhagavatam or the Lord is also covered in Bhagavad Gita. That's the best part of it. And still, no one knows Krishna, the mysterious origin of everything. That is how he is mysterious. So, with our simple faith, again, we started off our journey of Bhagavad Gita 18 days course. The first day we started off with little faith and the ultimate mood of surrender. These were the two things which we said. So Lord is directly giving him all this information here so that we take it with that faith. Moving further, demigods arrive to offer the prayers to Krishna for the pleasure of the devotees. For example, this is a particular, if we remember the story of Devaki Mata, what would happen as and when the Lord takes the position, when he appeared in front of Vasudeva and Devaki Mata so that he can born in the material world. Uh, he took first, as and when he appeared, he took the four-handed form, and upon the request then he changed himself to the two-handed form, and that is how he was literally gone into what you call Devika Mataji's or Devika Maharani's womb over there, and that is how he took birth in the material world. However, people do not still are deluded with this particular information. In fact, the demigods, however, demigods arrived at it. We also would have remembered something called as a Brahma Mohan Leela. I think that's included here. We will try to see that pastime a little bit. We will take some time about Brahma Mohan Leela as well. Okay, what is the result of knowing you? Again, Arjuna is asking this question just for our understanding. Why? What is the result of knowing this? He who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, right? Anadi, beginningless. For him there is no beginning, nor there is any end, nor there is any middle. He is the beginningless as the supreme Lord of all the worlds. He only undeluded among men is freed from all sins. This will help anybody and everybody to what we call free from the sinful proclivity that is there within our heart. If we remember, yesterday we spoke about again the same, the Bhakti Lata Bija stages where we spoke about Shraddha, Adav Shraddha, bhajana kriya, then what we call anartha nivriti. Anartha nivritis means all our anarthas will go away. All the anarthas will fade away. Remember, we spoke about our bank balance has to be zero. It's not our bank balance shouldn't be punya, punya, punya. If our bank balance is becoming punya, then we are bound to be born again in the material world. Our bank balance should be zero. So this will knowing him will free us from all sinful reactions, right? That is how one will be able to transcendentally or spiritually be situated by understanding. We will right now we all are learning about the Lord. So are we in a transcendental state or are we still in an ordinary state? Does anyone would want to answer? I'm sure you will give an answer. Are we spiritually situated or materially situated?
Spiritually situated, because whenever we hear Lord's katha or stories or pastimes, we are into transcendental
Yes,
form.
yes. But a layman will not understand. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hari Bol. Yes, we are transcendently situated right now. We are spiritually situated. Krishna is within us because we are learning about Krishna. He is there within us through every form. He is there through me, through you people. This is the association where we are learning about Krishna, exchanging our views about Krishna, and we are enjoying and relishing the nectar about Lord Krishna. Now, anything that is done under His potency and His mercy will once again, definitely make us firm in our devotional service. That's how the Lord has been naming as unborn here. Unborn means Aja. For Him, there is no birth at all. But however, when He is born in the material world, He is born through what you call, He appeared first, and then finally He appeared into the womb of Devaki Mata. That's exactly we need to understand this particular factor. Okay, moving on. Yes, so actually there are if you try to read from 10.3, we have skipped. There are certain verses from 10.4 to 10.5 and 6. These verses are actually very good verses to read as well. I'll just give you some understanding about these verses. Let me try to pull these verses. If you have the Bhagavad Gita book as well, you can see the Bhagavad Gita book. This will explain about the qualities, certain qualities. If I remember correctly, it will explain about the qualities that one should have. Let me quickly pull that on my phone. Yes, the qualities are like intelligence, right? It clearly gives intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of senses, control of mind, happiness. These are explained. Control of mind. Now, how will you control your mind? By restraining all your senses, right? By restraining all your senses, firmly fixed on the Lord's feet, and detaching yourself from the material world, right? How will you be truthful, right? How will you be truthful? Just always think about the Lord. Whatever you're doing, always think about the Lord. Most of you people have asked in a question answer session, Prabhu, we are still continuing to eat what you call non-veg food, or our what you call, our family people are eating non-veg food. How do we take care of it? I don't know. By now, you should know the answer. We said what? Dovetail. We use the word as dovetail. Dovetail. Any of us do keep Krishna in the center. So, what do you mean by keeping Krishna in the center? Tell the Lord, oh Lord, I'm not able to stop this. I'm not able to stop this activity. How do I stop this? The Lord will give you answers. He will definitely show you the answers. If you don't believe me, go ahead and try. Ask. How many of you ask? Most of you people have said that I'm not able to take out my time. Many of you people, whoever has spoken to us, many has said, I'm not able to take out time to do any of the chanting activities. Just imagine, are you seriously not able to take out your time from your daily course? Definitely you will be take out your time. If you're not able to take out your time, and if you're busy occupied with your job, you should think twice as to what are you earning, how much are you earning, and what are you doing that it is keeping you so busy in your job, right? At the same time, you should also understand, do I really looking for this job, or should I switch my job? I'm not forcing you to switch your job, but these are the questions which you should ask and make a decision, that you're not able to take out a little bit of time to serve the Lord. If you're not able to do now, you will never be able to do. Please try to understand, we always have this mode of what we call regret or repentance in our life, that wish I could have this particular session, or wish I would have listened to this particular session long back, or wish I had this philosophy. So don't even miss out on these aspects of it. So get into the aspect of truthfulness, get into the act of controlling your senses. How do I control my senses, Prabhu? I'm not able to leave tea or coffee or non-vegetarian food, right? How do I able to control? While you're drinking tea, ask the Lord, oh Lord, I don't know. How do I stop this? I'm so engrossed to this, or so attached to this tea or coffee. Oh Lord, I don't know. This is the fourth rasgulla I am eating. How do I stop this? How do I control this? Lord will give you instruction and a direction towards it. Oh Lord, I'm not able to offer you bhoga. I feel bad about it. Anything and everything that you do, you can think about the Lord, right? That's exactly why when I started the question, after hearing about the most confidential information and about the opulences of the Lord, how many of us have surrendered and went and bowed down to the Lord? So that itself shows our faith, the firm faith about the Lord. And that is how He is giving all the instructions through all of us over here. And these are the things which we need to. Tolerance and forgiveness. How much are we able to tolerate? Right? There are 6 urges which are like Jivva Vegam, Udarapastha Vegam, right? Which we will learn in Upadeshamrita. After this particular course, we are thinking of starting Upadeshamrita. And yesterday Mataji was requesting if we can start Bhagavatam. We are thinking of including them as well. So these are our sadhus, and the Shastras. It's clearly mentioned about the 6 urges which we have: anger, Jivva Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam. Are we able to control it? Lust, greed, anger. We are not. Again, I do not want to go on this mode of philosophy. I'm sure all you people are at a stage where you would have already contemplated and you are thinking. And most of the people who are still thinking that, no, Prabhu, I'm not able to control, I'm not able to manage my job, I have to work, I come almost at the end of the day. Then think over, how much are you earning? Are you really happy with your job? Think over, no, Prabhu, this is very much required to take care of my family. If we see that way, again we spoke, eating, mating, sleeping, defending, right? Animals also do that. Are they not able to manage their household? They are able to manage, right? You might again think, yes, Prabhu, it's very simple to give a preaching session, but the person who's able to apply will be able to understand. Yes, the prayojan aspect of it, you have to do it after understanding this Bhagavad Gita, right? We, after understanding the tattva from the Lord, simple living, high thinking, and always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna, these 2 principles, if we're still not able to, then we are making our life ready for today we are in a 10 by 10 house. We want to increase our desires. Tomorrow we want 20 by 20 house. Then we want to build a mahal, a kingdom, so on. Our material desires will never end. So we are firmly situated, and we know for sure that we will get into the cycle of Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. That is up to you to decide what we want to do. So let's moving on. So these are the qualities which Lord Himself describes here, that these are required: fearlessness, equanimity, right? Fame, charity. Ensure that you give charity. And charity, we will discuss in depth about it, but still, Lord has already explained in 9.28, 8.28 as well. Charity in the mode of goodness, and charity, how you have to give, whom you have to give. There is something called as a principle, which is something called as an aphorism or a sutra, which is clearly prescribed in the scriptures. And there is something called as, apart from a principle, it is called as a what you call your personal interest and your perception, what you would want to do. You might come back and say, no, this is the kind of charity we should, otherwise what would happen to the whole world? Please try to understand the what we are thinking, that is insignificant. Lord will take care. That is insignificant. That's exactly why the charity which you do also has to be done in a proper way. We will learn about the charity. Anyway, we parked the question for a charity session as well. Right. So let's move forward as to understanding etam bubhitim yogam cha mama yo veti tatvatah. So vikalpena yogena yujyate natra samshayah. One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Ananya chetasaha, nityasaha. Remember, there are 2 things which we learned again and again. Smarana, always nityasaha. Of this, there is no doubt, Arjuna. That is exactly what the Lord is trying to explain in this particular verse. So once one is situated, ananya, unalloyed devotional service, one who engages, then he will be able to reach to the extreme summit of his life, where he will be totally coming to the stage of, almost at the stage of bhava. I'm sure we all are not at the stage. We are at a stage of, still we are trying to cleanse anartha nivriti. We are still at a bhajana kriya. We're still trying to exchange the katha of the Lord. We are still exchanging within us. We have not even gone to the stage. Once we are at a stage of anartha nivriti, and then once we are steady, nishtha, then all those things will come into picture. Ruchi, ashakti, bhava, and prema. That's the last stage, right? Always remember the example which we gave. Bharat Maharaj was almost in the stage of bhava. Once one goes to bhava, there is no falling down. Then you might think, oh, wait a minute. Just now you're saying if somebody goes to bhava, there is no falling down. Then how did he fall down, Prabhu? So Lord is giving an example that a person who goes to bhava stage, also there are chances of falling down. That's exactly why he's giving there as an exception for us to understand how we are binded in this particular material world, in this Kali Yuga, right? So one can accept the Lord with great faith and without any doubt. This is what we are trying to understand. With that, they will be able to come to the platform of pure devotional service and start performing those in Navavida Bhakti. At least one of them, if not 9, at least one of them. Moving further, sorry about that. Moving further, now we are entering into the Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matah sarvam pravattate. Please read along with me. Please, these are the Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. These 4 shlokas, if you read, it's as good as you have read the entire Bhagavad Gita. I will go slowly. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Once again, aham sarvasya prabhavo matah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. I'm the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Right? This itself is a big full stop. That's it. I'm the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this will engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Right? What did he do? Krishna declared it. He coined it here by saying, I'm the source of all. Everything emanates from me. Sorry about that. Right? Everything emanates from me. And the wise who knows this, any person with any little Shraddha who has come here to understand me, will be perfectly situated in their hearts. They will be able to connect with the Paramatma and they will be able to realize the Bhagavan aspect as well. We will be able to start exchanging the sweet mellows, the 5 rasas which we were talking about. Santarasa, Sakhya rasa, Dasya rasa, right? Madhurya rasa. Madhurya is the ultimate, is the topmost. This is only done by the gopis, right? The gopis of the Vrindavan. That is the topmost. If we are able to attain Madhurya rasa, nothing like it, right? Shantarasa, Dasya rasa, right? So these are the 5 mellows where we will be able to exchange with him. That is the difference between Lord Krishna and the other Dashavatars. With the Dashavatars, which is also a plenary expansion, the Purushavataras, we will not be able to exchange with the Lord. Okay, so moving further, with this we will be able to gain more and more bliss, spiritual bliss. We'll be in fully ecstatic mode once we understand that he is the what you call Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, that everything is emanated from him, right? Now, how do we understand? So, anyone, what you call a person who has a little bit of knowledge will be able to understand with this short information which the Lord is giving, right? That itself, the in Hindi it is called Ishara Kafi hai. He has given enough proof. What more do we want? So, apart from this proof, if you want more, please read the purport of it. Srila Prabhupada has coined the purport in such a way. He has given elaborative information from all the Upanishads. He has given from the Narayana Upanishad, right? Maha Upanishad, Moksha Upanishad, right? Mundaka Upanishad. So much he has given. This way, what is the tattva that is giving? This way, we will be able to refute all those Mayavadis who will unnecessarily give what you call negative commentaries about Bhagavad Gita and the Lord. This itself coins it. It is not somebody else is giving, it is the Lord Himself. The Bhagwan aspect itself is saying, with this, for us, how will it help? Kanishta Adhikari and Madhyam Adhikari, it will help in such a way that we will never get deviated by any nonsensical commentary or any nonsensical information that we hear from here and there or from YouTube or from Facebook or from any other social media. We will not be getting deluded by any of those mudhas or naradhamas, the so-called fools or naradhamas. We'll be firmly situated with it. Moving on further, again, please read along with me. Please chant along with me. Mat chitta mat gata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Once again, mat chitta mat gata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotee dwell in me. Yeah, the thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me, the sambandha aspect of it, right? The sambandha aspect of it. They are so blessed. The activities of one who knows these opulences of Krishna, right? They're not even deviated anymore. They are firmly fixed. What do they talk? Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. For them it is so pleasing. It is so pleasing for them, right? And they will love these exchanges of the Lord. For them it doesn't matter. Remember, I was telling yesterday, 750 people joined on day one. What happened? Slowly we decreased to almost 140, 150 people. Why? No matter whatever it is, whoever would want to learn Krishna Katha with a firm belief, for them it is like they will enjoy the sweet mellows. Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. They will love it. They will relish it. That's exactly what he's trying to explain. Again, here Srila Prabhupada has given the aspect of, if we read the purport, he has given in depth about the Bhakti Lata Bij, starting from Shraddha, Bhajana Kriya, so on and so forth, Anartha Nivriti, then Nishtha, steadiness. Same words we will learn again and again. There is what we call another scriptural book by our Srila Rupa Goswami, who's mentioned purely about nectar of devotion. That's a very higher stage book, which will be a little tough to understand for all of us at this point of time. We will try to cover some aspects in our Bhakti Vriksha, or after this Bhagavad Gita sessions, we will try to cover that as well. Right? And now, how will this help in a mature stage of or a Madhyamadhikari? This way, they will be able to exchange the sweet mellows. For example, I'm giving some information to you. You people are exchanging your realizations. That is exactly how we are enjoying the Krishna Katha. These are the activities which we are sharing. And we are not doing any prajalpa here. What is prajalpa? Unnecessary conversation, unnecessary talk. We are not doing prajalpa. That's exactly why I keep asking, don't you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes of your time in your day-to-day activity? The more you learn about or read about the Lord, trust me, all the books that you have, the novels or the so-called unnecessary mundane books, you will throw them away. You will not even feel any more good about it. That's exactly how blissful Tushyanticha Ramanticha these exchanges are. Right, moving further. Again, please chant with me. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Please repeat again. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they come to me. So this is where Krishna is already reciprocating. That is the best part of this. If you see in the picture, there are two pictures which we have added here, right? Srila Prabhupada, why we call him the divine grace? Because the Lord utilized him as an instrument, right? He left his family, right? Immediately after listening to the instructions of his spiritual guru to go to the West and start preaching, he left his entire family. He's a very aristocratic life, from a rich opulence he has, right? But still he led a very, very austere life. If we read about his book called as what was his book? I forgot. I'm not able to get his book about himself. If we read Leelamrita, yeah, Leelamrita book, he has clearly mentioned about the austerities he has gone through, And Prabhupada Leelamrita, yeah, it is there in the Veda based link. And the way he has what he calls spent his life in Vrindavan just before embarking his journey to the west at the age of 69, he got two heart attacks, right? He got two heart attacks, but still, and as and when he got down in the port over there in the US with 40 rupees in his pocket, he started wondering, oh Lord, you brought me here. Really, you brought me here. Do you think I will be able to do it? Looking at this particular material world, it's filled with filth. Literally, it is filled with filth. Do you think I will be able to do any justice to whatever you're trying to do? But still, he did not. He did not move a step back. And today, we are enjoying sitting here where he has become an encyclopedia in churning and churning all the Upanishads, all the scriptures, the Puranas, and he has given such a beautiful explanation without any personal benefit. He has given detailed information, Bhagavad Gita as it is. And you can see there are tons and tons of commentaries only on Bhagavad Gita as it is, and the amount of information, the way he has posted without any personal benefit. That's exactly Lord reciprocates as well. And today we see every nook and corner we have a ISKCON temple, and we are relishing that here. And on the other picture we see Dhruv Maharaj. What did Dhruv Maharaj do from Suruchi, that his mother and Sunidhi, as and when he got to know, he was so much like people were envious. His brother, he did not like him. He couldn't sit on his dad's lap because his brother they had all the opulences. That's exactly what he said. Oh Lord, I need more material desire. I need a bigger kingdom than my brother, my father, my grandfather. So he moved away from the house. A very young child, at the very young age, he moved away from the house. And then on the way, who met him? His guru. Narada Muni met him and he told, you have to chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That's how the Lord will appear. Immediately with the instruction, with the firm faith, nothing else for him mattered. He sat and he started chanting the names of the Lord, right? While he had a material desire, still had a material desire. You might think, Prabhu, then how come Anartha Nivriti? He still has the material desire that has not cleared. How come? The Lord gives everything. So that's exactly how the Lord appeared with his conch shell he touched. And we all know what happened next. He got a different planet altogether called as a Dhruvaloka. And in Bhagavatam, the rest of the story is mentioned where he had to again fall down and come back because of that material attachment, clear that material attachment, and then go back to the spiritual world. That is exactly what this particular verse explain. Those who constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they come to me. Their life is fully devoted to my service. This is what the Lord is explaining again and again here. And they derive complete satisfaction and bliss by conversing about my glories. Tushyanticha, Ramanticha. That's exactly what he's trying to explain. That's why association, ABCD formula is so important. And that's how Srila Prabhupada has tried to teach us only these basics. Chanting, ABCD formula, right? And four regulative principles, right? No, what you call meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication. Very simple, right? And he spoke what is there in the scriptures. And apart from that, what else? No garlic and no onion. Oh Prabhu, we can't stop that. Well, I can go on for another 30 minutes or 1 hour to give a philosophy about onion and garlic. We can give you all the information about how various civilizations and from time immemorial, nobody has been eating onion and garlic, and how we have started eating onion and garlic, right? Anyways, that's a different topic altogether. We can talk about it later. Let's get back to our Bhagavad Gita session. Right, so this is the easiest way, going back to Godhead. Otherwise, if we decide to stay in our temporary hotel, which is Dukhalema Shashvatam, we can do it. Otherwise, if you have still not picked up chanting, please pick up chanting. Please pick up chanting. That's the only way to clean our anarthas. There is no way we can clean our anarthas. Yes, this is also again a part of Krishna's reciprocation, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is the the last or the fourth one, the Chatur one. Please read along with me. Tesham evanukampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayami atma bhavasto jnanadipena bhaswatah. Again, Tesham evanukampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayami atma bhavasto jnanadipena bhaswata. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Right? That's how he becomes our guru. Remember the other day, Kalavati Mataji was explaining when we were talking about the importance of our guru. He comes in the form of our Chaitya Guru. Somewhere or the other, you will see he listens to us in the form of our Chaitya Guru, right? Some way or the other, he will send a guru, no matter what. Once he understands that we are curious to know, no matter what he will prompt. Trust me, I'm sure most of your questions have been answered. Most of your questions, whatever questions you have, it will be answered if it is not answered. Some way or the other, you will get that information, and that is exactly how nectarian these verses are, and Lord is trying to give this information. Once we understand all this, we will get at the stage of full absorption, right? Full absorption. And we cannot live even for a moment without talking about the Lord or without glorifying the Lord. And it will make us easy for our final destination as well, right? If we are not able to, then we will try doing our demigod worship, and then for some time we will get into the heavenly planets, again fall down, come back here, enjoy, get into the material world and enjoy, and there is no limit for us. We can plan for our body as well. That is exactly why it is mentioned, it is called as a bhakti lata bija. So start watering your bhakti, start watering to your bhakti, the seed. The most two important aspects are hearing, chanting, hearing, chanting, hearing, chanting. These are the two things which you have to do. Okay. Moving further, this is where Arjuna will ask. Now, Arjuna Vacha. So that was the Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. The reason why I was asking you people also to chant is as good as if you have chanted those four verses. It's as good as that you have chanted almost the entire Bhagavad Gita. That is the essence of the entire Bhagavad Gita. It is there in it. So here he's talking about Arjuna Vacha. Arjuna will again ask. परम ब्रह्म परम धाम पवित्रम परमं भवम पुरुषं शाश्वतं दिव्यम आदिदेवम अजम विभुम अहुस्त्वं ऋषय सर्वे देवासिर नारदस्तथा. So from here he will start off. So Arjuna will after listening to him, after listening to the Lord, now Arjuna has surrendered. I hope you remember we started our journey with a friend. Sakha, the relationship was a friend. Then later it turned into a guru. Immediately he accepted him as a guru from the second chapter onwards, and firmly fixed in the fourth chapter onwards, when the importance of a guru was explained. And Tatvidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena, you understood also how you need to ask and surrender to your spiritual master. And here he is like almost like completely surrendered with full faith here. So he's saying, Arjuna said, you are the supreme personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, Aja, right? The greatest, the Vibhum, right? We are the Anu and he's the Vibhu. All the great sages such as Narada, Ashita, Devala, and Vyasa confirm this truth about you. And now you yourself are declaring it to me, O Lord. Everyone has already confirmed, all the great sages, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. So this itself, the faith, and now the complete surrender. It's like Tatvidhi Pranipatena. He is already surrendered like a stick. Dandavats, complete Dandavats, entire body, everything, Shashtanga Pranam now here. Right. So here from 19 onwards, the Lord will take over, where he will say, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, yes, I will tell you my splendorous manifestations, but only of those which are prominent. Right. He's again giving a small glimpse, like a trailer. He's saying, I'll give you all my glimpses here right now, O Arjuna, for my opulence is limitless. So from here we can move further, because I think I have taken more of your time. I don't think it will take more time from here. We can, this is like a read on for us. So here if we see, he says, I'm the super soul, I'm the Paramatma, seated in everyone's hearts of all living entities, each and every living entity. I'm the beginning, the middle, and the end of everything. I'm the Adi, Anta, and the middle as well. Everything he's saying. Janmadhyasya. So everything starts from him. Right? Moving on. Of the Adityas, I'm the Vishnu. Right? Of all the Adityas, I am the Vishnu. Of the lights, I am the radiant sun. Remember yesterday I was saying, yesterday or day before yesterday, I was talking about his eyes are like the sun and the moon. The sun giving the glare or the radiant brightness, and the moon giving the juices for everything, or the plants and every humans, everything to take care of it for nurture. And of the Maruts, I am the Marichi, controlling deity of the wind. Right? Among the stars, I am the moon. Everything he declares here in a glimpse. Of all the demigods, I am the king, or I am the Indra, the king of the heaven. He's the king of the heaven. Of all the senses, right? There are 5 senses, and the 6th sense is telling, I am the mind as well. Right? I am the mind as well. Then you might think, okay, Prabhu, so whatever we are thinking is because of him. Of course, because of him. Remember those 3 doers? We desire. And who sanctions it? It's the Paramatma who sanctions it. And who takes care of the activity? The material nature, Prakriti, Mahamaya, Durga Devi takes care of all those things. So, but we desire it. And of the Vedas, I am the Sama Veda, the best of the Vedas, he's trying to explain here. And in the living beings, I am the living force. Why he's the living force? That's the consciousness which he gives in here. So clearly he's explaining again and again. He's giving all the glimpses of it here. Of the Rudras, I am the Lord Shiva. Now this will be clearly established for the questions which you people all had. Is Lord Shiva a demigod, or is the Devankadev Mahadev? Yes, he is the Devankadev Mahadev. But of all the Rudras, there are 11 Rudras. Of all the Rudras, he himself is the Lord Shiva. That's what Lord is again coining here. Of all the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the Lord of the wealth, Kubera. And of all the Vasus, I am the fire, the Agni. Of all the mountains, I am the Meru. Right? This is the mountain Meru, and our sins in the Bhagavatam, it's clearly written, our sins are as big as this mountain, it seems. Right? It's so layered of sins we have, so layered of ego we have. Right? We react to certain things. We do not know how to control. Jivva Vegam, Manasa Vegam, Krodha Vegam, Udarapastha Vegam. There are 6 urges that we have, and that is exactly why Vinishyati, Sadvir Bhakti, Vinishyati. These are the 6 things. Because of this, we go down, we fall down in our devotional service, which we will learn that in Upadeshamrita as well. Right. Of the priest, Arjuna, know me to be the chief of Brihaspati. I am the chief of Brihaspati. He is the Brihaspati. And of the generals or the commander-in-chiefs, I am the Kartikeya. And of all the bodies of water, I am the ocean. He is the ocean. He is declaring here. In every aspect, he is declaring here. Of the great sages, I am the Bhrigu. Of the vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Of the sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy names. Remember, I told you, we gave you references about in 6th and the 7th chapter when we were talking about what we call the importance of japa, just to make you believe that it is not something which Srila Prabhupada or ISKCON's strategy where we will say, do the japa, do the japa. Here, Lord himself states in Bhagavatam and also in Bhagavad Gita, Lord himself saying, I am the japa. He's clearly stated here. And of immovable things, I am the Himalayas. Right? Everything he is mentioning here. Among perfected beings, I am the sage, Kapila. Right? There are 2 Kapilas in Bhagavatam which we will learn. One is what you call a mundane Kapila, who's a Mayavadi. But here he is the Kapila who's the manifestation of the Lord himself. He has taken another avatara. There are 6, 7 avatars which we will see, Satyaveksha avatars, Purusha avatars, and so on and so forth. Once we will get into the stage of Bhagavatam, we will understand that. So Kapila himself is the Lord's incarnation here. Right? Of the Gandharvas, I am the Chitraratha, he's explaining here. And of all the sages among the demigods, I am the Narada. And of all the trees, I am the banyan tree. We will talk about the banyan tree. The first words will start with the 14th and the 15th chapter. We will see that as well. Right? And of all the trees, I am the banyan tree. He's trying to explain here. And then of those who know me, right? Who know me to the Uchishriva produced during the by churning of the ocean for water. His clearly for the nectar he's given over here, right? Now of lordly and again of all the elephants, he's the Airavata. Of all the lordly elephants, he's the Airavata. And among men, I'm the monarch. He's explaining here, right? So all these he has explained. Of weapons, I'm the thunderbolt, and among cows, I'm the Surabhi cow, the limitless or the non-stoppable cow who gives the pleasure of the milk. And of causes for procreation, I'm the Kandarpa. He is the Kandarpa of the sweet mellows, the god of love. And of serpents, he is the Vasuki, the hooded. He is the Ananta. He's explaining here himself. And again he's explaining, and all the dispensers of law, I am the Yama, and the Lord of the death. For the punishment also he's the one. And of all the departed ancestors, I am the, let me, increase the font here. I am the Aryama. And among the aquatics, I am the demigod Varuna. And of the many hooded Nagas, I am the Ananta. That's how the Lord is again and again explaining here everything. Right? Among the subduers, I'm the time. He's the time element. He's the Kala element. Just before creation and just after annihilation also, we all will rest back to the Mahavishnu. Right? We will rest back to the Mahavishnu, and we will be there for millions and millions of our souls will be rested on the body of Mahavishnu for millions and millions of years. And then again, when the day of Brahma starts, when the day of Brahma starts, that's where again the creation starts, because Brahmaji starts with the creation with the glance of the Lord. Again, the creation starts. Again, the time element is injected over there with the Mahatattva, which becomes the Pradhana. Okay, and among the Daityas or the demons, I am the devoted Prahlada. He's trying to explain. And among the beasts, I'm the lion. Among the birds, I'm the Garuda. He's naming everything here. So this is how Lord is explaining all his opulences. And of the wielders of weapons, I am the Rama. So he's explaining that I am the Rama. And of all the fishes, I am the shark. Of all the flowing rivers, I am the Ganges. Of purifiers, I am the wind. And among the logicians, I am the conclusive truth. And of all sciences, all the sciences that are there in this world today, whatever it has existed today, I am the science of, or I am the spiritual science of the self. That's exactly why it is so important. Bhagavad Gita is so important. And of all the creations, I am the beginning and the end and also the middle, O Arjuna. He's trying to explain here. And among the compounded words, I am the dual compound, which is Ramakrishna, the dual compounded word. And of the letters, I am the letter A. Letters A, that's what he's trying to explain. And I am the inexhaustible time, the material or the Kala element. Remember the 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita. I hope you remember the 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita, which is talking about the Jiva, and then the Ishvara, then the Kala, the Prakriti, and the last one. What was the last one? I hope we remember. Which we are all here in this material world. Karma. Okay. Of creators, I am the Brahma. So this is how Lord goes on by what you call concluding everything. I am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. And among the women, I am the fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience for all the women yesterday. As and when you heard the verse about lower birth, I'm sure you will take pride in this particular sentence where the Lord has coined. He has given you special importance over here. Among the women, I'm the fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. Yeah, I am the all devouring death as well if required. Then in the next chapters we will see, in the Lord Virat Rupa we will see how he everyone is going into his mouth, right? It means Arjuna will see that what he call everyone is already killed and he's just doing an activity over there. He's doing his prescribed duty over there. Then of the poetry, I'm the Gayatri. Of the months, I'm the Margashira, November or December month. That's the best month, which we call it as an auspicious month. Of the seasons, I'm the flower-bearing spring. And of the hymns, in the Sama Veda, I'm the Brihat Sama. That's the best of the Vedas. Brihat Sama Veda. And of the splendor, I am the splendorer, and I am the victory from the victorious. I am the strength of the strong. I am the adventurous of the adventure, and I am also the gambler of the cheats as well. For the cheaters, I am the biggest cheat. He knows what to do, and we have seen Mahabharata, and we have seen in what you call in stories or in serials or whatever serials we have seen, if how he can cheat. And of the Pandavas, I am the Arjuna, the best of the Arjunas, because he is a friend and a devotee, the two qualifications. And of the sages, I am the Vyasa. And among the great thinkers, I am the Ushna, which is the Sukracharya. And of the descendants of Vrishni, I am the Vasudeva. That is what he is trying to explain again and again. Of the secret things, I am the silence. Of the wise, I am the wisdom. And of those who seek victory, I am the morality, and of all means of suppressing lawlessness, I'm the punishment as well. He knows how to punish. We saw the pastime, or we are aware of that particular pastime. There is no being moving or non-moving that can exist without me. I'm the generating seed of all existence. That's where he gives all this information to what we call Arjuna. He explains everything with all these were his opulences or so-called vibhutis. And again, if you remember, he started off saying, I'm going to explain you a little bit of it, Arjuna, a little bit, a glimpse of it. So he gave almost like a downpour of a rainfall. He gave all these glimpses to Arjuna so that Arjuna understands about the glories of the Lord. Now, here, know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from, but a spark of my splendor. These are all are just a spark of his splendor. They are yet to be known. That is what the Lord is trying to explain in this particular verse here. Right? Moving on further. Now, but what need is there, Arjuna, for all this is detailed knowledge. With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Right? Remember, we spoke about Veda, Chinta, Veda. We will not be able to understand the Lord unless we are firmly situated. Unless we are firmly situated, we will not be able to understand. That's how he gave everything. He gave the information of everything here. That among the sages, that he is the best of the sages, which is Narada Muni. Among the priests, he is the Brahaspati, and among all the sages, he is the Vyasa, right? And the Vasus, he is the Agni, and among the Adityas, he is the Vishnu, Maricha, Indra of all the demigods, he is the Indra, and Devoka Dev, he is the Lord Shiva of all the Rudras. He explained everything here. So that this way there are no doubts. Death personified, that's also he clearly explained here in all these verses. And then again he confirmed, or he concluded by saying, there is no end to all of my divine opulences. Arjuna, I can go on. I have my infinite opulences, but just for your understanding, I'm giving you this little bit of opulences. Now, what would happen with all this, explaining all these opulences along with the Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita? We will understand the Krishna's potencies and his energies, right? And again, as I started off with, by understanding this entire material world from today onwards, you will be able to see around. That's exactly why the acronym of this particular chapter is also see, right? Now you will, then there is no further point of understanding because you have already understood him. He has clearly given you all the information of all his opulences in the form of a glimpse, right? And we also know that he is a Bhagwan. With this, we will know that right from Brahmaji to a smallest of an ant who's there in this material world has to go through the Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. And the only way to get away from the Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi is to connect to the Lord. That's the reason yoga is so important. That is to connecting to the Lord. This was the chapter of this entire summary. Krishna is unknowable and the source of all, right? Name Vidu Suragana. And pure bhakti, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, we saw that in Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita, how one would start dwelling in their hearts and then we'll start praying to the Lord. As and when we start praying to the Lord, from the 9th verse, we'll start conversing within us, association within the devotees, Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. And immediately when we do that, in the 10th and the 11th verse, Lord reciprocates. Tesham evanukampartham. So the Lord reciprocates to the sweet with his sweet mellows with exchanging, and Arjuna accepts the Krishna supreme here, and the Lord further describes his vibhutis here. That is what we understand. Knowing these vibhutis increases our devotion by hearing more and more about Krishna's opulences and seeing him everywhere. This will keep us in a firm faith and firm belief. With this, let us all chant louder. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, with this, yes, I'll continue with the